Hello. So, I am gonna try to talk about my thoughts about Joker and El Camino, 2 in 1, just cause why not? Because no one's gonna watch this anyway. I just like talking for the sake of hearing myself talk. So, Joker, I went and saw it last night with my brother, and he really liked it because he did not spoil the movie for himself, and I did. And I almost always do that because I don't have a really long attention span. Usually I'll just watch like reviews of movies beforehand and spoil all, like, I don't know, I just do that. So, I saw all the little twists coming and I didn't find it as good as it could have been, but towards that end, I knew the twist of Fight Club before I saw it, and Fight Club was still really good to me. Good to me, not in that sense, you know what I mean? I liked Fight Club because it was still convincing. Like, even though I knew the twist, it was one of those things where you learn it and you watch it a second time. Like, okay, how are they doing this? How are they doing that? Like, I had that the first experience. I was like, okay, well, he's clearly talking to Tyler Durden. How is this not real? And then, the whole thing, it's still, I'm like, well, how does any of this work? And then, they drop it on you and it's like, oh, okay. They show all the times, like when he burned himself with the chemicals and when he fought himself on the parking lot, and it was kind of funny but still like serious. And spoilers, obviously, for Joker, his girlfriend character was that, she wasn't real, and I knew that going in, and to me it was very transparent. Like, even though I knew Fight Club, I still believed it. With this, I didn't believe it. He talks to her. He does the thing in the hallway, and she's like, "Hey, this guy's cool." And then he goes about his life, and then there's no, like, it didn't feel like a real relationship to me. There were no real setups. It was like he's just going through a tough time. His mom's in the hospital. He's talking to the dudes outside, and then bam, they cut in, and she's there consoling him, and then she leaves again. Like, I never really believed that she was there, when they're in the diner, and when she goes and when he's bombing and she's sitting in the corner laughing. It's like, what are you doing? Like, I don't buy this for a second. But again, my brother believed it, and Alex from IHE said he believed it, which I thought was kind of funny, but it depends. I did really like all the like cathartic gamer moments. Those were really good for me. Like, I didn't like it as a movie. Like, as a movie, it's probably a 6 or out of 10, maybe a 5. Joaquin Phoenix is obviously great. He's always great. He's great in everything. He's a great actor. The direction was good. The cinematography, the score. It was a well-made movie. But my main issues were with, like, pacing and stuff. Like, I felt like a lot of scenes kind of just went bing, bang, boom, 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 boom. Oh, he's going through, he's having a tough time, and then he kills the guys on the subway, and then he goes back, he does a little dance, and then he's back to being normal. It's like, why? What was that? A lot of scenes, like, he's at the clown agency, he gets beat up, he gets his sign taken, then his boss shits on him some more. I did like that scene. I mean, like, as an incel, which I technically am, like, by the literal definition, but I don't. Anyway, side note, I could relate to that for, like, a lot, especially with the job and all of that. Like, the most relatable part to me was when he's, like, in the alley just kicking the shit out of those trash cans. Like, I have done that. I literally did that probably 2 days ago. I stepped in a mud puddle and just kicked, like, what was it, electrical box or something. So, that's very relatable, and relatability is good. Is it good? I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. This is the camera thing. It makes me... I knew this was going to happen. I'm doing better than I thought I would. But what was I saying? Yeah, just that when his boss is like, you need to return the sign, and he's just like... It's like, oh god, yeah. No, we've been there. I've been there. It happens. That's the life of a gamer. But yeah, like, some parts were obviously cringy. Like, when he tries to do a stand-up, I was like, ew. I couldn't watch it, but that's to be expected. And the funny thing is, he actually ended up being funny when he wasn't trying to. It's like, I forgot to punch out. Like, that was pretty funny. When my thoughts are really scattered. I'm not going like scene by scene. I'm just trying to think of a bunch of thoughts I had. The dude Randall, I think, like the fat dude. He Randall like gave him the gun and was fairly nice to him. So when he just fucking murdered the shit out of him, it was still cathartic. Like, I love seeing graphic violence because, again, I'm an incel and a gamer. But like that to me, that was like, oh, why would you do that? Like, he didn't really deserve that. But I was like, you know what? He is supposed to be a villain. Maybe his motives. Maybe he shouldn't always be the good guy. Maybe he should kill people who don't deserve it. I guess if he's gonna be a villain. But to me, literally everything else he did made sense, and was deserved and earned, and made, like, it's like, yes, that is what I would do. That's what I really feel like any sane person living in society would do. But sometimes, and the little dude, I felt so bad for fucking Gary. I was like, oh, don't kill Gary, like, oh, but then he didn't, so that was good. Like, the little God, that was legit. That was probably one of the better scenes. It was like kind of funny and also really sad. I didn't like how Gary was like, "No, Arthur, stop it!" Like, that kind of fucked with the mood, the gravity of him like murdering the shit out of Randall. But like, just the irony, this shit, like, he can't get. He's like, Arthur's like, "All right, Gary, get out," and he's like, "I can't reach the Arthur. Can you let me out?" And I was like, "Oh man." That was a really, really well done scene. I mean, taken out of the context of the rest of the movie, like, that was a really good scene. Also, side note, just remembered how fucking grotesque Joaquin Phoenix was. He lost like a ton of weight, and he's all like he's all deformed and dancing, and you can see his shoulder blades and his ribs, and it's like, he, like I said, Joaquin Phoenix is good in everything. Like, I didn't realize he was one of those Christian Bale type method actors where he just, goes all in. This is longer than I thought it'd be. This might just be Joker, and I might have to talk about El Camino later. What else? I liked, my brother said, Keaton, I mean, he has a name, I don't know, just, you if you're watching this, you don't know him. He said that he liked the character of Gotham, in that it didn't feel like an overbearing character of Gotham, because in every piece of media, it's all like black, and like in the animated series that was stylized, not to shit on Batman the Animated Series, but it's like, it's Gotham, it's got the name Gotham, it's all dark and foreboding, and there's lightning, and it's grimy. This just felt like late 70s New York, and that was awesome. Everywhere the radio was like, "Good morning, Gotham." It wasn't like, "Good morning, Gotham," wink, wink, nod to the audience. This is Gotham. This is Batman. It was like, oh, this is just grimy, disgusting 70s New York. Like, I thought that was a great setting for a Batman story. Murray, that's another thought that I had. I did not like the character of Murray. I don't feel like he behaved normally or rationally. I mean, I don't know. Some people are just like that, but it's weird. He was fine when the cameras were off. Like, when he went into Arthur's dressing room, he was like, "Hey, you're gonna do great, kid." And then the cameras went on. He was like, "This fucking guy over here, what?" No, like, everything Arthur said, he was like, "Yeah, my ex-wife." And the whole audience laughed at him and not at Arthur, and that. But yeah, just the way his whole like persona raised on the TV is like, "Hey, this guy's a fucking dumbass over here." Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, that's life. It's like, that's not a real fucking catchphrase. I didn't believe any of that. That was just like, all right, writer's room, what's something he can say when he signs off? That's life. There you go. That's life. What else? Yeah, there's the whole Penny Fleck thing. I thought that was handled pretty well, how his mom was insane. I mean, I already knew that, but that I felt was actually handled pretty well. Like, it's a very, is he or isn't he? His mom's like, "You're Thomas Wayne's son." And then he goes to Thomas Wayne, he's like, "No, your mom's fucking insane." He goes and finds out, oh, she literally is insane, and she abused me. And I guess I just somehow forgot, because PTSD makes people forget things. But I thought that was, and the filmmaking technique where, like, modern day Arthur is just in the interrogation room from a flashback of like 30 years ago. I thought that was pretty cool. The ending, like when he goes on the Murray show, I knew he had delusions, and I also knew how it ended. Like I saw the screenshots of him shooting Murray, so I knew that that wasn't a delusion. But to me, that felt more real. Like the first time when he's watching the Murray show, and then he's in the audience, and Murray's like, "Oh, I love you. I wish you were my son." It's like, this is clearly fake. But when he gets the call and he doesn't know how to react, it's like that felt real to me. And he goes on the show, and he shoots him in the head. Hashtag gamer moment. And I thought that was cool. And then my brother said he felt like the ending was kind of ambiguous, that it could have been a dream. I didn't think of that angle, and I'm really hoping that it wasn't, because he, as we established, he does have delusions. But it felt like everything after when he kills Murray, he goes out in the streets and he causes a riot, and Gotham's rioting, and there's all the clowns. That felt real to me. That felt like real catharsis. Like he's vindicated. He's not martyred because he's not dead, but like he finally, people are looking up to him now. Like this is what he wanted. He got what he wanted and what he quite frankly deserved. And saying all this, I hope doesn't put me on a watch list, because again, he is supposed to be the villain. But you know, he was a very sympathetic character. And I was just, you know, I teared up a little bit, like, God, you know, when all the fucking politicians and the rich are getting fucking murderlated. And then that guy goes and he's like, "Hey, Thomas, fuck you," bah, and then he kills the wife and he takes the pearls. It was like, oh, come on. That, like, it could... It's one thing if the killing of Bruce Wayne's parents was motivated by the Joker. That was a cool angle, but then you just rip the pearl necklace and it's like, you don't have to do that. Like, you could have just left well enough alone. Like, we know who Bruce Wayne is. We know what happens when his parents are killed. We, like, I don't know. That felt like overkill to me. But again, otherwise they cut back and he's dancing on the car, and it's like, yes, you did it, Arthur. You are now the Joker. I also don't know why they just called him Joker, not the Joker. I don't fucking know. But I think that's all my thoughts. Because, yeah, like I said, I'm saying a lot of good things about it, even though I said I don't like it as a movie. It just had a lot of really good scenes, like a lot of good, I keep using the word of the day, catharsis, a lot of pathos, a lot of, you know, just relatability, that he's suffered his whole life, that he said, "I haven't been happy 1 minute in my whole fucking life." That's hashtag relatable. When he says, "All I have are negative thoughts," that's hashtag relatable. And then, you know, he wins. He becomes the Joker, and then he goes to the insane asylum, and then he kills the lady, obviously off screen, and I don't fucking know. That part wasn't really... Well, it's one of those things where it felt like it could have ended a couple different times. Like, it's, here's where to cut it. Oh no, they're still going. And then you cut... Nope. Well, all right. And it didn't ruin it, but it was like, why did they end on him, like, dancing, running back and forth through the insane asylum, and not just end on him, like, triumphant on the car? That's probably where it's open to interpretation of whether or not the whole thing was a dream or delusion. If there was like a director's cut or something where they just cut right at the riot, that would be more definitive, like, this is real. So yeah, oh, I don't like that low angle. It makes me look fat. I do that on purpose, but that's the genuine low angle, and it's not flattering for... that's not about the movie. That's just me fucking around. So that's probably where I should end it. I don't think I'm gonna have to cut any of this. That's good. Yeah, I'm just gonna upload this whole thing, and maybe someone will watch it. Someone will watch 14 minutes of me talking about the Joker. I hope so. Have a good day.